Welcome to the world of Strom. Strom is a land where the elements gather and clash and combine to create a wonderful world of magic. I mean, hopefully it's wonderful. Yes, so this land has been ruled by elements and dragons and factions vying for control ever since it's concepted. And right now we're experiencing like a relatively peaceful time. So like there's no huge wars going on right now except for the one between the eternal war in the east between the orcs and the firelands, which just keeps happening. Anyway, you find yourselves in the vast archipelago on the largest island, which you can see is sort of in the middle and closest to the mainland, which is called Rassica. And on this island, well, you are all in the vicinity of a small village called Hilbury on your various travels. So this is the surrounding location, the locations in the immediate area of Hilbury.
My bird has come to me, guys. I'm sorry. Hold on, I need to get her. Sorry, she came. No, my bird came down from a cage to me.
Oh, that's adorable. So, why? Now, a bit of context. Hilbury is a sleepy town. Even during like the last Elven conquest over 200 years ago, it was relatively untouched. And as such, it's a very easygoing place. It's not too far, but towards the west, you have a Westwatch, which is the nearest capital city, or like actual city. And you've got the Two Penny Hills. So, which direction did you come? I want you guys, first of all, introduce your character, just who they are, what makes them distinct visually, just one thing, and one personality-wise distinct thing you would get out about them just by looking at them, just so we can get a good mental image of your characters. So, we'll start with Sariel.
Oh dear. Not prepared for this.
None of us are.
Okay, visually distinct. She's blue.
Okay.
Just a lot of blue. Personality, she's kind of just looking around everywhere, like really just like observing as she walks. Like she takes taking time to smell the roses to almost an extreme.
Oh my god.
All right.
So she's just, looking everywhere.
All right. Thank you. All right, Pure Boy Reed.
I should change.
Okay, so Reed, a visual thing about him. He is very small, and youthful looking. He's small and young. Brilliant. He's got long hair, very nice long hair.
Oh.
That's braided behind his head, back.
Right, and personality-wise?
Yeah. Personality-wise, he's looking at. It's like it's his first time probably to a city outside of his home. So he's like looking around at everything, like big-eyed, like wow, whoa, cool. And then like if there's like a stray cat, he'll want to pat them, and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, Sally. What is visually distinct about Sally?
Oh boy. So, visually, probably just she has like sort of long, like really yellowy blonde hair and like a ponytail sort of thing, which I'm assuming is not very common in these parts, probably. But in terms of personality, well, that's she thinks she's part of some sort of game, like a video game, which doesn't exist in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. But like that's probably the best way to explain how she thinks of everything.
But like, how can we see that in a movement personality?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of how to. It's like she's very specific with what she does, and she knows exactly what she's doing before anyone else would even
Is she running around everywhere?
She keeps.
Yes, she runs everywhere. Exactly. She runs and jogs everywhere because there's no walking.
Sprint button constantly down.
Sprint button constantly locked. Yes.
Okay, no,
And
what happens is she sprints and then she sort of walks for 2 seconds and then sprints
Yes,
again.
exactly.
Yeah.
And her movements are all identical from one thing to the next. She never varies her movements. They're always the same.
Oh my god.
There's
Oh
no.
my God. I wish I was in person so I could just show you my attacking animation.
Yeah, pretty much has the same animations for every
Do her
movement.
arms just like teleport to their the start of the animation?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like they move.
like pia pia pia.
Pretty much, like her attacks are always the same 3 movements over and over and over again, unless she uses a
boy.
special.
Yeah.
Yep, she has those voice cries as well as she does it. Yep, that's
Oh boy.
She subtly tries to like press a button as people talk. Like, are you done yet?
yeah. So that's Sally for you.
Okay.
Somebody steal your sweet roll.
Yes.
Anyway, Torin.
I am the Dragonborn.
Poseidon quitters before him.
Fuck off.
Alright.
Continue.
So Torin is quite distinctly gold and shiny
Mm-hmm.
and a dragon.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Well,
That's
it's
actually
very
quite cool.
distinct. And of course, he has horns and shit, so he just looks very odd if he's just around, elves and humans and stuff. Like, he stands out. He's tall. He's very tall. We have come to this conclusion.
Nice. So in terms of height, it goes Reed,
Yeah.
Sally, Sariel, Torin.
I think
And Torin is taller by a foot.
Yeah.
And Reed is shorter by a foot.
I think Sally and Sariel are like the same height as well, more or less.
I think Sariel's slightly taller,
Okay, yeah, I'm cool with that.
but it's like maybe like a couple centimeters.
It's
Yeah.
thanks to her ears.
Also,
Yeah.
something
True.
Sariel, aren't like Sariel's boobs huge or something?
Yeah.
I
Massive.
didn't want to say it, but
I was thinking, what's a distinctive trait? Her breasts are like the size of watermelons.
Oh my god.
Alright.
I
Jesus.
didn't want to point it out.
Okay, so Hilbury
Oh
is
wait, I haven't said his personality.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Too close.
He has no personality now. Aww.
Go on, please, go on.
He doesn't need one.
He's always when he walks around, he's always kind of, he sees someone struggling with their bags, he kind of picks them up because strong strength stat, and he helps carry them. Like, he'll give a coin to people in need. He helps people as he
So
goes.
his posture is excellent.
Oh yeah, he has great posture. I mean, you'd have to. If you're wearing that kind of armor and you're not have good posture, you'll break your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so Hilbury is a country town, which is a little bit out of the way. So, Sariel,
Yes.
why do you find yourself... Okay, so a bit of the interesting surrounding locale.
Yep.
Warship Lake is
Mhm.
named so because there was an elven warship that
Yep.
was magically teleported there.
Can it get out? Can it get out?
No, it's too big.
Is
Like
it the
what-
size of the lake?
No,
Oh, okay,
regular
cool.
warship. But basically,
Okay.
what happened was
Yeah.
during the war, someone just got that ship out of there because they didn't want to fight it, and so
Yeah.
it ended up in this lake, and it never got out. So it's just abandoned there.
Okay.
Amazing.
So just Two Penny Hills are named so because an acre of land there costs 2 pennies.
Oh, crap. I'm gonna buy 7 acres.
Yeah, you totally can. Congrats, you own some pretty worthless land. I'm guessing you would just sort of know a little bit about the.
How many gold pieces would you say 2 pennies equates to roughly?
2
Yeah.
copper.
2 copper.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
How
A
much does
pen-
cost?
That would make sense.
I should probably
Can I
write
buy
down
the
the trade
entire
section.
hill? Can I buy the hills? All of them?
1 copper equals what? Equals how many gold?
One copper, or so 10 copper is 1 silver. 10 silver is 1 gold. 10 gold is 1 platinum.
Okay,
What
so it's
about
just
Electrum?
10
Are
every
we using
time.
Electrum?
No, I mean, Electrum's just like a half between silver and gold, which is, I think it's cool, but
So
I think
did
Electrum is a cool, like, element. I mean,
So how much would it cost to buy all of those hills?
It's more like
Tone wants to buy the
That-
mountains.
it's also called, you know why it's called that? Like, they're not, like, it's a folk thing. Like, they're not actually worth 2 copper. But, like,
God damn it!
the land there is, like, so worthless and barren, and just, like, no one wants to live there. That's why it's worth.
Fair
Like,
enough.
That's
so-
why I want to live there. No one will come near
Yeah.
me.
Anyway, Sariel,
Yes.
what are you doing in Hilbury?
Yep.
And how do you find yourself just absolutely soaking wet?
So I met.
She saw Torrin.
I saw this really shiny dragon. Never seen a dragon before, so it was kind of exciting.
Oh, boy.
No, I'm kidding. So she'd heard about the warship that kind of fell in the lake. And she hadn't really. She'd sort of read about it, and she'd heard about it because her mentor had talked about it, but she never really fully got to investigate. So she kind of took a little bit of a dip in the lake to try and see if she could swim to it. But natural buoyancy was letting her down a little bit.
Oh my god.
So she's kind of having a hard time taking a breather on the bank of the lake.
All right. Reed,
Yes.
so what is your intention for coming to Hilbury? And how do you find yourself on the warship?
How did you get?
Unlike Sariel, Reed can swim because he doesn't have the breasts.
Well, there's a difference between heights and swimming. Reed loves to swim. He's very good at swimming because he likes to look at fish. So he was hoping to find some interesting fish on the warship when he spotted it. He might have spotted a bird on the ship and wanted to be like, I want to pat that. I'm going to swim over there and pat that bird.
Oh Lord.
Pat the bird.
Yeah, well, his attention to Hillsbury is Hilbury. Oh fuck, how do you pronounce
Hilbury.
it?
That's the
Hilbury. His intention is that's probably the nearest town to where he grew up. So, and he wanted to be a better bard and sort of spread his wings.
Oh.
And instead he goes swimming.
All right. Sally,
Oh Lord.
you see someone swimming out to a warship, a soaking wet blue elf with giant breasts, and a shiny dragonborn. What are you doing here? And why are your boots covered in filth?
Okay, so Sally's sort of been wandering for a while, looking for jobs to do, which she'd call them quests. She's looking for quests for all that sweet experience and loot. And she heard that there was maybe some opportunities in this quiet town of Hilbury. Sort of heard something about some Dragonborn, which she really looks up to the Dragonborn. I mean, that whole battle in Skyrim, she heard all about it, and she wanted to meet this Dragonborn herself.
Not Skyrim, Cloud Edge.
Sorry, Cloud Edge. Yes, Cloud Edge is the exact thing the locals call it, but she
Well,
refuses.
Born dragon. It's not Dragonborn.
Yeah,
Born
yeah, of
dragon.
course.
Drake first.
So,
Drake child.
So she wanted to basically come over to see what was going on, and so the reason her boots are all muddy, was it, or just
Covered in filth.
Covered in filth. Okay.
And by that explicitly, I mean crap.
Oh, God.
You stepped in some doo-doo.
You stepped
Okay,
in my life.
Yes, what happened was she wanted to take the most direct route because there's no point like running around hills and around forests. Like she's just gonna run straight through, and so that's what she did, and she didn't care about what she stepped in because who cares? She doesn't have time to worry about stepping in poop or not. So yeah, she just ran straight through, and that's where she ended up.
Amazing.
Did she clip on the hill when she tried to walk over it?
Oh no, she just did a lot of jumping. You know,
Oh.
she just tried to
Go up the
jump
hill.
up the hill.
Shuffle
Rolling up the
jumping?
hill.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, Torin, you have a stranger staring at you, and this blue elf, sort of all wet. How do you trip over and fall face first on the ground?
What did he fall into?
Mud.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
You doesn't deserve this. No, he doesn't.
I told you I'd be torturing your characters.
Oh, dear.
So again, he was so in this town. He's been helping. He stopped by the temple to his goddess, and then he heard about this ship that was just dropped into the lake from the sky during a war, and he was just interested. So he goes to the lake and finds himself upon a very odd sight. You know, he's got this person who is literally covered in shit on their feet, staring at him. He's got an elf that her shirt is, for better or less words, soaked and see-through. She's winning that see-through shirt contest. And there, in the distance, he swears there is a tiny speck trying to pat a bird.
Oh, by the way, I mean, this warship, for convenience's sake, is only, it's beached, a few meters offshore.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Sariel's just bad at swimming.
I thought it was like the middle of the ocean.
She just floats. She can't get there.
So just just completely bewildered by the sight, he doesn't notice the potholes in and the rocks in the sand, dirt, mud thing, depending on how this lake is.
Wood.
Yeah, just a complete log because he's too tall. He doesn't see beyond his hips. He can't read when he's
He
standing.
can't see down.
Yeah, he can't. So he trips, and because the weight of his entire body and his armor is extremely, and he's only got a +1 in Dex. He just kind of falls and is now he's no longer a gold dragonborn. He's a brown dragonborn.
How deep into the mud did he sink?
He's slowly sinking because he's too heavy.
All right. What is everyone's reaction to this scene? Now that we've all established ourselves here.
Obviously, I need to go stare at him some more.
Your first reaction is, oh god, I need to help that person. So I gotta stare at that.
I need to just understand how his body just sinks through viscous fluid. Like mud.
Reed has felt
And tremendous
ground
tremor.
water shattered, that rumbled a bit, and the waves were rolling, and he was like, what the fuck? So he looked and there's people on the shore now, and he doesn't remember seeing them before, so he goes over to them. Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
Do you need some help there?
Can't reply, stuck in mud. You must hear this bubbling.
Oh boy.
So Sally's reaction. So
Dear.
of course she's looked up to this dragonborn for ages after hearing so many stories. So when she finally saw him, she was She was super excited to start off with. Like, she was like, "Oh my god,
Fucking die.
I found this amazing dragonborn. He's here. He freed a whole land. Like, this is great." And then when she saw him just sort of trip over face first into the mud, she just lost all that respect immediately. It was just gone.
I'm the good boy.
She just cannot believe someone this incompetent took out like several dragons. Like, she's not having it anymore.
You must be confusing him with Torrin Senior.
Definitely confusing him with someone else. This is one of those fake dragonborns that she hears about.
The Dragonborn cosplayers.
Fake news.
Okay.
Oh boy. I need to. So. Oh. Boy. Anyway. So.
Torrin is sinking help.
Oh, just by the way, Reed has taken off his outer clothes so that he went swimming. I forgot to mention this. Reed is half naked. He does have a bit of hair on his chest, a little bit,
Boy.
a few hairs.
Big gone thought.
They're clear though. We can't really see them.
Yes, but they're there. If you put your hand there, you will feel them tickling your hand.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
I
Sally's
say
not
I didn't
move.
know that, and I didn't want to know that.
All right. So you hear a "Ho there, travelers!"
Oh no.
and you see approaching you
Oh dear.
is what appears to be a mechanical but also organic, like this weird kind of humanoid thing.
Is it Genji?
No.
God
It's
dang
like he has like a light blue outer,
Yeah.
and he has like large shining like just like white eyes. You guys recognize this guy as a Warforged.
A what?
A
Oh.
Warforged.
Oh yes, I know exactly about them. Yes.
Assuming they're
basically, like-
similar.
Robots that were made to be humans, kind of.
Oh, okay.
So here's Genji.
So like android.
I guess. Look, it's hang on. Let me send a link of what a Warforged looks like
Please.
Yes,
Okay.
please. Oh
Please.
god.
in the
Sorry.
Discord chat. All right, Discord chat. Ho!
Superman.
Can Reed be putting his clothes back on and drying off?
Yeah, Reed could be drying off.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So
That is
imagine
neat,
this
though.
guy, but wearing like a nice white hat, and he's smiling, and he's like all like light blue on the
Okay.
outside.
Oh, he's
Okay.
Okay.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Help me.
How tall is he?
He is just shy of Torrin's height.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
Torrin
I
is
didn't
attempting.
expect.
Okay.
Torrin
Sally
is
jogs up to
attempting
him and
to
says
pull
hello.
himself From the mud.
Yeah.
One at a time, guys.
Yeah. And so, and this bot boy looks down and is like, "Oh, greetings, sir. Are you an adventuring party? I rarely see such a varied group of folks such as yourself on these roads. You must be an adventuring party."
Sully immediately denies she knows anything about these people.
Torrin is still dying. Someone say.
I immediately call dibs on the dragon and say, yes, we are.
Reed is like halfway putting like his shirt on when this question gets asked, so he's like got his nose just above his collar, and he's like staring at the Warforged, like, and then looking at everybody else and just what?
No response. Torrin is still trying to dig.
"Oh, you appear to be stuck in the mud. Let me help you." And he like lifts down and he like reaches down and just sort of like lifts you up
Oh,
and puts you on your feet. And with like he just waggles his fingers and all the mud just sort of goes like off of you.
Oh, does he have prestidigitation? I can't pronounce it.
Prestidigitation, yes he does.
Nice.
Oh, I do as too.
It's poopy though.
Wait. But yeah, that ought to help clean you up. It appears your comrades aren't helping you so much.
Yes,
My
I don't know.
We're really shit.
Anyway, my name is Tinkathy, the traveling no, not Tinkathy, Jibbathy, the traveling tinker.
Oh. Not Tinkerthing.
What was that?
Sorry, Jennifer.
Jimothy.
Timothy.
Jimuffy.
Yeah. Yeah. Take it, my friend.
Hello. Thank you for fixing my situation.
Oh, good. Are you all here to see Craig?
Who?
Oh, I just thought that'd be the only reason why a party such as yourself find yourself in Hillbury. Craig is here. You know, legendary Craig.
Oh, I've heard of his list.
Wait, hang on a minute. Can I please roll, is this an intelligence or a wisdom check to see if Reed knows about, like, any songs?
Okay, so you can roll a history check to see if you know any songs about
Oh,
Craig.
okay, cool. History. Great. I have a 0 for that. Let's see how I roll.
The first roll of the session.
The first roll of the session, guys.
How'd it go?
I call dibs. I haven't rolled it yet. A 14.
Oh,
Alright,
Not bad.
decent.
so you know of Craig. Craig
You know of him.
Craig is known throughout Strom for being the progenitor and leader of the of essentially like a project management project thing that allows freelancers and adventurers to just take on tasks in a very organized manner.
Oh.
That's cool.
Craig's list.
Yeah, so
Wait, do we all know this or just Reed?
Just read.
you will usually find a Craig's list.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
You're welcome, everyone.
Ye old Craig's list.
Yeah. Yeah, so Craig's list are places where you can find quests and such, I guess.
Interesting.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of loved this already.
Yep. Indeed.
Reed,
So it's like-
oh, sorry.
Oh no, I started speaking over you. Okay.
Okay, cool, because, like, Reed's going to react to, like, remembering this information. Reed has finished putting his clothes on. Just so everybody is aware, he is now dressed.
Good.
And he nods. Yes, I know Craig. I have read about him.
Craigslist.
And his I have read about him in his Craigslist, and it's a brilliant idea. What an easy and wonderful way to be able to track heroes to write tales about them and ballads.
Negri's like, indeed, fate is a funny concept here. I'm not sure if that was the right thing to say, but I'm glad, as you can see, like he lifts up the top of his head.
Yeah.
It's like empty inside.
Oh.
You could say I'm a little bit airheaded.
Sally just face palms.
Someone's like,
Reed doesn't get it.
I'm
He doesn't get it. He's just staring like, what?
I'm sort of just like wondering what type of mechanicism is making him both brainless and full of knowledge.
Okay.
wait.
Roll-
Does this Craigslist sometimes put out requests for orgies?
What?
Oh.
Because I've seen that on Craigslist.
You asked this to Jimmy?
Did you ask?
Because I thought it'd be funny.
I have not personally seen an orgy on Craigslist,
Well, you're missing
but
out.
not that I've looked.
No,
Like,
I
if I'm
see
gonna
people
if I
send me
want to
the
find an
phone.
orgy, I'm gonna fucking organize it my damn self. Anyway, that's just super off track.
A little bit, yeah.
Just tad.
So, Jimmy says, well, I'll let you get back to your business. But let me tell you, not many adventurers get to see Craig in person, especially not all the way out here. Well, I'll bid you all farewell, and I hope to see you all on your travels again.
Sally tries to stop him. He's like, "Hold up. How do we go about seeing this Craig?"
Oh, he's in town, in Hillbury.
What building?
You're like, where is he staying? Can we meet him?
Well, that's a bit of a. I mean, I guess you'll just ask around. I'm just traveling through these parts. I just saw him and I said hi. Well, we go way back, Craig and I.
Oh yeah.
Well, then you should know where he's
Are
staying.
you
Yeah.
one of his bodmots? Bodbots.
What?
Is,
His bots, his moderators, his bots.
You
Oh,
could say
admins.
That is one of my many roles, but unfortunately I have to go fulfill one of them right now, so... Oh, I know, I have just what you need. Hang on. My specialty is giving
give
things
you a
to
hug?
adventurers just when they need it. And he
Oh.
just reaches in his bag,
Nice.
Okay.
Convenient.
and he takes out a small medallion the size of a coin.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
It is of two parts. There is a thick rim of what appears to be bronze or a brass material with a writing that none of you can read, a language unknown to all of you,
Oh.
Dang it.
inscribed on through the outside.
Can
And
we
this-
recognize what kind of script it's using?
It is you don't know what it is.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's a script none of you can see. I've heard of before,
Oh.
and the majority of the medallion is what appears to be this glass prism crystal thing,
Ooh.
Mhm.
and that it's iridescent.
Ooh.
So what is
Ow.
this?
It's almost as pretty as me.
Almost.
Wow, none can attest to more to your beauty than yourself, I imagine.
I am very sure.
Thank you so much for whatever this is. Can I give you a hug?
Absolutely.
Reed
And he,
just
like-
hugs his leg.
His leg hugs back in a really nice way.
Some leg
Roll,
hug.
roll a
Awesome
d20 for how
leg
comfortable it feels.
No, you can decide that.
It's a bit cold, but it's fine. A hug's
Yeah.
good, always good.
It's a good hug.
Yeah.
Good.
And it's like, wow. Now, this is a very special coin. Don't trade it away, but you'll know when you need to use it.
Sally
Alright,
takes it.
Safe travels.
Okay.
And he
Sally
just
takes
sort
it.
of, like,
No, just that. I need to
Wait,
look
no,
at it.
like you didn't specify who Jimothy gave the coin to.
oh, he tossed it to he was standing next to I suppose you because you hugged him, so he gave it to you.
Oh,
Dang
okay,
it.
okay.
Hey, can I look at it?
Yeah, of course. What do you want to know about it?
No, I
I
think
just
she's
wanna look at
asking.
it.
She's
Oh, okay.
asking.
I'm asking Reed if I can look at it.
All right, you guys are gonna have to come up with character voices that are distinct
Oh,
from yours.
how am I
Yeah.
going to do Torrent's voice? It's
How am I going to do
Oh,
Sally's?
Torrin, Dragonborn Paladin. Ha ha ha!
I can't do that.
Just make it grumbly or something.
I have no idea how
I
to do
just sound
Sally's.
like I'd be hacking up phlegm then.
Is this an appropriate voice to use?
Oh my god.
No.
I'm kidding. I won't do that. I won't do the Squidward voice.
Thank you.
Okay, right. So you have this cool medallion now, I guess.
Yes, Reed has this medallion. He's looking at it. He's looking up at everybody else. Isn't
Yeah.
this neat? Isn't this? Oh, isn't this neat? That doesn't sound any different.
That's okay. No, I
inflection.
no, but over time it'll get much easier.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Now, quick thing before we continue.
Yeah.
So I will never have you guys have to worry about food
Oh,
and
okay.
water and such
Sweet.
and basic buying supplies. I'm not going to track any of that. Same thing with arrows. I'm just going to assume you have arrows, and this is always going to stay the same unless I specify that this will be I'm going to introduce some more survival elements, so I have to start managing this sort of stuff as part of the risk reward. But I will ask you to keep track of important things, like
Okay.
this medallion, for example. because
And
that's-
money.
Yeah, and money. And
Okay.
the things you use in battle and anything else that you find important.
Potion.
For example, my players have written down a bear trap with a bony leg in it. That's important to them.
Okay.
They've written that down.
Sure.
But I'm not. Yeah, but I'm going to assume you always have a certain amount of rope, and I'm not going to.
I'm always got rope.
Now,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Mhm.
so you can climb, Torrin.
Yeah.
He needs to get up there somehow.
Anyway,
Gotta scale that boy like a tree.
another
Mhm.
thing, I'm trying to keep rolls to a
Yeah.
minimum, so I'm not going to be roll for bullshit or roll for how high you jump.
Excuse
off the ring.
me, rolling for bullshit is my favorite.
Yeah, that's
role.
the best thing.
So, but I like to keep more interactions just for a role play thing. So if
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Fair enough.
and so I will only roll for when that needs to be. I try to keep I'll just roll for this to a minimum,
Yeah.
because it interrupts things and it slows things down, and we still have a lot of the adventure left to get.
We do.
No worries.
That's okay.
It's
I'm here to detriment my education.
what is study?
Anyway, okay, so back to the adventure. You guys have this. The guys have this medallion. Jimothy has waved his goodbyes, and he's traveling back up
Bye.
northeast.
Bye.
What do you do?
Salutations.
Cheerios, chap.
Later, hater.
Your mum.
Are you guys actually saying this stuff?
No.
I just said bye. Okay. What do we do now? So, does Reed have the medallion?
Yes,
Yep.
Reed still has the medallion.
I would like to politely ask Reed if I could see the medallion for a second.
Reed says sure and hands it over with a smile.
Sally watches on suspiciously because she doesn't trust any of you yet.
I'm sorry,
Sally.
Sally, but do you not see my name?
Oh, Sally's well aware of your
You
name.
are
Like she
great.
sees the player list. She doesn't trust usernames.
Fair enough.
Yeah, especially my username.
Yours is just Turin.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what you think.
That's what Sally knows.
It's actually swag, pussy swag.
Oh my god.
XX69. So I kind of look at it. I kind of get out my little notebook that I carry. I sort of start like jotting stuff down and maybe doing like a quick sketch of it. It's like basics.
All right, so roll an investigation check.
Roll and invest. Is that just a natural? Is that a D20?
Yeah, then you get an internet.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
D20.
Any skill checks are going to be a D20, and you'll
Okay.
look through your skill list, and you'll see what the relevant modifiers are.
Alright, so this is a...
It's a intelligence.
Investigation.
Oh, intelligence. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, what's your score for investigation?
I got a 20?
What, natural 20?
No.
Oh, okay.
17 plus 3.
Okay, so you recognize that this is... So, first of all, the fact that, like, you're a scholar, right?
Yeah.
You know at least to recognize what some kinds of language looks like. This language is completely foreign to you,
Yep.
which is weird because you've made a habit of studying these things. And this material, like,
Yeah.
this is a very, very precious material. It's
Yeah.
called prismite.
How do you
And-
spell that?
I'll just type in chat.
I need to know for knowledge sake. Okay,
Of
cool.
course.
Yeah. So, prismite is a rare kind of crystal that is known to be able to store and interact with magic in very, very interesting
Oh
ways.
dear.
Oh dear.
It's only ever found in areas that have like are infused with magic, and it takes
Okay.
time. This is like, I suppose, if
Is it like the equivalent of a diamond, but instead of pressure, it's magic that makes it?
kind of, and it doesn't take like thousands of years to
How-
form. It's just
Yeah.
How rare would it be? Like, are there others?
Okay, so they're like prismite is a known thing that exists.
Okay,
But,
but like for
like-
this particular medallion.
Okay, so just on this particular, the fact prismite is rare enough in itself,
Okay.
but it's precious enough that you generally don't want to modify it. Like magic, like powerful magic items will often have a crystal of prismite on them. This prismite has been cut and
Oh.
polished.
Oh.
Oh dear.
So that means they're good at using it, because you wouldn't do that normally, would you?
No,
They're good at using it, or they know how to handle it.
Yeah. Or
They have a lot of
they're-
experience.
Both.
which means they probably have used it before, and so are used to magical items.
I can deduce that this coin is for every traveling group to show that they're a traveling group. I'm gonna guess.
That would be
I
a
don't know.
lot of
you
traveling
can think.
groups.
Is this your character
Wait,
thinking?
are you telling
No.
us that we've become Pokemon
Trainers.
Blue Rescue Team? No,
Yes.
Pokemon Blue Rescue Team.
Hell
where you get
yeah.
them-
Yes,
that
we
you're
have
an
become
adventurer.
that. We have
Yeah.
we
So
have that.
you touch. So you're in a rescue mission. You go and touch this medallion on the forehead of your hostages, and they teleport back to the nearest village.
If that was really the case, Sully would know all about this medal already.
Wait. Does that actually do that? Or
No.
is this...
No, it doesn't.
I wish it did that. I wish.
Okay.
It's just a coin. You can't without any spell casting. You can't tell if it has any magical properties or not.
Wait,
Yeah.
I can use detect magic. I can ban a spell slot. Should I?
No, not yet. We don't
It's
need
up
to
to-
do this yet.
It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you when or not.
I mean, to be honest, Reed wouldn't think of using detect magic at this point.
Hmm.
He's too busy watching Sariel drawing and writing stuff in her notebook.
Can I use Divine Sense to see if it is connected to a powerful or a strong good or evil?
Divine Sense is only so Divine Sense only works on creatures.
Ah.
And but you can use it if you want.
No,
but,
it says it can be detect the presence or place of an object consecrated or get desecrated, so I can use it on items.
you can use it. It's not consecrated, and it's not desecrated.
Okay.
There are no divine energies coming off of it.
Well,
It's just one of those objects that exist, and it just seems to feel important.
Okay. Okay.
so it's one of those items what you get in World of Warcraft that has bind on pickup, and you can only have one of them,
Fair
and
enough.
then you're like, oh god, this must go to something
What?
special in the future.
Alright,
Why is
Alright,
everyone
well,
else making more game references than the one with the
Sally?
game character?
No,
Sally.
but seriously, that reference, that actually happened. I got an item that said bind on pickup, soulbound, and I'm like, what the? And I searched it up, and this is a really, really rare item that if you get this item, you can go and get the secret legendary look of your artifact weapon. I was like, oh! And that's how I got my first artifact appearance.
Nice. I don't know much of what you just said, but cool.
What were you gonna say?
Sally,
Oh,
how
yes.
you would see this, Sally,
Okay.
is that it has the item caption key item.
Yep, cool, key item, got it. So Sally immediately pipes up and says, guys, this is important, this is a key item, this is a quest item, we need to actually keep this, we need to do something with it. We need to go to Hillbury right
I
now.
know. I got it. So, because it's so sacred and special, we need to put it in a safe place. So I immediately put it between my boobs. No one will try and get it now.
Sally tries to use her sleight of hand skills to take it.
Do you
Reed
really
just
want to grope me?
watch.
Sally
Reed
Sally doesn't trust anyone. She wants to keep it herself.
Well, the boobs seem pretty safe.
They do indeed. And Reed has watched it. She put that in between her boobs with big eyes. What?
So it's torn. It's excuse.
Can I make a sleight of hand roll to see if I can get away with taking it without anyone seeing?
I will
No,
definitely
you
not.
Dang it.
cannot.
Dang it.
Because you are in an open field in bright daylight. The person has very clearly just been, I'm putting it in my boobs. Therefore, I'm even going to roll with disadvantage if you try.
But if I got a nat 20 though, twice.
Okay, you can
Oh
try.
my god.
I'm not.
But I will tell you whether you need to roll for it or not.
I'm not gonna try.
Okay, that's how it works. It's not can I roll for this? It's I want to do this, and I will
Okay.
tell you how that will be resolved. That
Sure.
is how I like to.
Sure thing.
Okay.
So, are you guys heading back to town? Have you finished your business? Or
Yeah.
are you-
Well, so we've just upped and decided that we're a group now.
Yeah.
I mean, Reed
we
doesn't
have.
mind. He's looking at all these interesting people and ooh, new friends. Did I just make friends?
Does he say that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's just looking excited. Have I just been adopted into an adventuring group? What's happening?
I don't know.
Sally would just like to make it very clear to everyone that she is only there because of that key item and she doesn't want anyone to lose it. So she is staying until she can find out what it's for.
All right.
A very good eye on that bosom.